So this is B part. My mirror mounts are not cracked, not damaged, not broken. There's no nut bolts missing. They're properly mounted to the door. Then my mirrors are not cracked, not damaged, not broken. There's no nut bolts missing. They're properly mounted to the mirror frame. My mirrors are not dirty. There's no illegal stickers, and they're easily adjusted to the driver. Then my door is not cracked, not damaged, not broken. It's always straight, no holes, and it's properly mounted. Then my door handle is not cracked, not damaged, not broken. There's no nut bolts missing, properly mounted. Then it's easy to open, easy to close. My door hinges are not cracked, not damaged, not broken. There's no nut bolts missing, they're properly mounted. My door seal on both sides is not cracked, not damaged, not broken. It's not dry, it's properly mounted, and there's no leaks. Then my door reflector is not cracked, not damaged, not broken, properly mounted and red in color. Then my 3 door handles are not cracked, not damaged, not broken. There's no nut bolts missing, and they're properly mounted. Then my service steps are not cracked, not damaged, not broken. There's no nut bolts missing. They're properly mounted. They're not oily or greasy, and they're able to hold my weight. My diesel tank is not cracked, not damaged, not broken. There's no leaks, no illegal welds, and it's properly mounted. My diesel tank cap is not cracked, not damaged, not broken. There's no seal missing. It's always on tight and it's not leaking. Then my fuel line is not cracked, not damaged, not broken. Both sides are properly mounted and there's no leaks. And then my diesel tank straps are not cracked, not damaged, not broken. They're properly mounted to the frame, not missing any nut and bolts. My catwalk is not cracked, not damaged, not broken. There's no nut bolts missing. Properly mounted to the frame. It's not oily or greasy, and always clean. Then my cross members, all of my cross members are not cracked, not damaged, not broken. There's no nut bolts missing. They're properly mounted, always straight. Then my tractor frame is not cracked, not damaged, not broken. It's properly mounted, always straight, not twisted. Then my torsion arm, the one with the sticker, it's not cracked, not damaged, not broken. No nut bolts missing, properly mounted, always straight. Then my drive shaft is not cracked, not damaged, not broken. Properly mounted, always straight, no illegal welds. It's always clean, nothing wrapped around it. Then my U-joints are not cracked, not damaged, not broken. They're properly mounted. There's no nut bolts missing, no pins missing. And my U-joints are always greasy and always clean. Then my exhaust or muffler is not cracked, not damaged, not broken. It's properly mounted. There's no missing clamps. It's not missing any nut bolts. My clamps are always on tight. And there's no signs of carbon soot. Carbon soot indicates there's a leak in the system. Then my spring mount and spring hanger are not cracked, not damaged, not broken. There's no nut bolts missing. It's properly mounted to the frame. Then my control arm is not cracked, not damaged, not broken. No nut bolts missing. It's properly mounted, always straight. Then my bushing is not cracked, not damaged, not broken. No nut bolts missing. It's properly mounted. Then my U-clamps and U-bolts underneath are not cracked, not damaged, not broken. They're properly mounted to the axle, and my U-bolts are always tight. Then my spacer is not cracked, not damaged, not broken. It's always present. Then my shock absorber is not cracked, not damaged, not broken. No nut bolts missing. It's properly mounted to the frame and not leaking. Then we come over to the brake system. My brake hose and brake line. My brake hose line are not cracked, damaged, or broken. There's no cuts, no bubbles, no leaks, and both sides are properly mounted. Then my brake chamber is not cracked, not damaged, not broken. There's no nut bolts missing, no clamps missing. clamp is always on tight, and my brake chamber is properly mounted and not leaking. Then my push rod and slack adjuster is not cracked, not damaged, not broken, no hardware missing. My push rod and slack adjuster are properly mounted, and my push rod play is not more than 1 inch. I can check by releasing the brakes and pushing or pulling by hand. Then my brake drum is not cracked, not damaged, not broken. It's not oily, not greasy, always clean and properly mounted. And then my brake shoe or brake pad is not cracked, not damaged, not broken. And my brake shoe thickness is not less than 1/4 inch. And my brake shoe is not oily, not greasy, and it's always clean and properly mounted. Then my dual tires on both sides. My dual tire rims are always touching and no light passing through. And my bud space or tire space is not less than and not more than 4 inches, and the space is always clean. Then my tire tread, there's no cuts, no bubbles, no leaks, even tread wear. And my tire tread depth is not less than 232 inches. Then all my sidewalls, there's no cuts, no bubbles, no leaks, no tread separation, and my tire is properly seated on the rim. Then my air valve stem is not cracked, not damaged, not broken, it's not leaking, it's not touching the rim, and the cap is always on. And I can check my tire air pressure with an air gauge, and my tire air pressure should be 100 psi or up to manufacturer specifications. Then my airbags, there's no cuts, no bubbles, no leaks, not missing any nut bolts, they're properly mounted to the frame and not leaking. Then my tail lights are not cracked, not damaged, not broken, there's no nut bolts missing, there's no bulbs missing, there's no water inside of them, they're properly mounted. And my brake light, my turn signals, and my 4-way flasher are red in color, and then my reverse light is white in color. Then my mud flap is not cracked, not damaged, not broken. There's no nut bolts missing. It's properly mounted, it's not touching the ground and not touching the tire. And DOT tape is always present. That's it for B part.